Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Sara English. I'm Sarah, and I'm so happy that you decided to spend a little time with us today.
And I'm Mike. Whether you are relaxing at home, traveling on a bus, taking a walk, or enjoying a quiet break, thank you for listening.
Our goal is always the same. We want to help you improve your English through calm, natural conversations that feel friendly and easy to follow.
Today, we have another topic that every person experiences almost every single day, no matter where they live.
We are going to talk about today's weather in English, and we will use clear, natural conversations that are perfect for B1 to B2 English learners.
Weather is one of the easiest ways to start a conversation, but it is also much richer than many people think.
Yes, many learners know words like sunny or rainy, but they sometimes feel unsure when they want to describe the weather naturally.
That is exactly why we chose this topic. We want to help you sound more relaxed and more confident when you talk about the weather.
Before we begin, we have a simple question for you to think about while you listen.
Here it is. What is the weather like where you are right now?
Maybe it is warm and sunny.
Maybe it is cloudy with a cool breeze.
Maybe it has been raining all day.
Or maybe the weather has changed several times already today.
Whatever your answer is, keep it in your mind because we will come back to this question later.
Sarah, I have noticed something interesting when I travel.
Really? What is it?
People from different countries often begin conversations by talking about the weather.
That is true. Sometimes people think weather conversations are boring, but they actually help people feel comfortable.
They are simple, friendly, and they help break the silence.
Imagine you are waiting for a train, standing in an elevator, or meeting someone for the first time.
Instead of saying nothing, you can simply say, "It's a beautiful day today."
Or, "It looks like it might rain later."
Suddenly, the conversation begins naturally.
Exactly. Weather gives us something that almost everyone can relate to.
Unless someone is inside a windowless building all day.
Even then, they usually know what the weather was like before they went inside.
That is true.
Mike, what kind of weather do you enjoy the most?
I think my favorite weather is a cool autumn day.
Why autumn?
I like the fresh air, colorful leaves, and comfortable temperatures.
So you don't enjoy extremely hot weather?
Not really. When it becomes very hot, I lose my energy.
I understand that. Sometimes hot weather makes even simple tasks feel difficult.
Exactly. I suddenly feel much slower.
I actually enjoy spring the most.
Really? Tell us why.
Spring feels hopeful to me. Flowers begin to bloom, the days become longer, and everything seems fresh again.
I like that description. The weather affects our feelings more than we sometimes realize.
Yes, and that gives us another useful topic to discuss today.
Weather is not only about temperature or rain, it also influences our mood, our plans, and even our conversations.
Before we continue, let's explain a few common weather words.
Great idea.
When we say sunny, we mean the sun is shining brightly.
When we say cloudy, there are many clouds covering the sky.
When we say rainy, means rain is falling or expected to fall.
When you say windy, means the wind is blowing strongly.
And stormy usually means there is heavy rain, strong wind, thunder, or lightning.
Many learners also hear the word humid.
Yes, humid means there is a lot of moisture in the air.
Sometimes the temperature is not very high, but because it is humid, it feels much hotter.
Another useful word is forecast.
The forecast tells us what the weather will probably be like in the future.
For example, you might hear, "Tomorrow's forecast says it will be sunny."
Or the forecast predicts heavy rain this evening.
Mike, do you usually check the weather forecast before leaving home?
Almost every morning.
Every morning?
Yes, I like knowing whether I need an umbrella or a light jacket.
That makes sense.
Although I have to admit something.
What is that?
Sometimes I check the forecast, but then I forget to bring the umbrella anyway.
I think many listeners can relate to that.
Then the rain begins and I remember the umbrella sitting at home.
At least you remembered where it was.
That is true.
Weather can also surprise us.
Yes, sometimes the morning begins with bright sunshine.
Then clouds appear.
A few hours later, it starts raining.
And by evening, the sky becomes clear again.
That is why weather gives us so many opportunities to practice English.
We can describe changes, compare different days, and talk about our experiences.
Instead of saying only, "it is hot," you can say, "it has become much hotter than yesterday."
Or, the weather was cool this morning, but now it feels much warmer.
Those small details make your English sound more natural.
Another useful expression is, it feels like.
For example, "it feels like summer today."
Or, it feels colder than the temperature says.
That happens because wind can make the air feel colder.
Exactly. Sometimes the thermometer says 15 degrees, but the strong wind makes it feel much cooler.
Weather is interesting because what we experience is sometimes different from the actual number.
Let me ask you another question, Mike.
Go ahead.
Have you ever made plans that changed because of the weather?
Many times.
What happened recently?
Last weekend, I planned to go for a long walk in the park.
That sounds relaxing.
It did, but just before I left home, dark clouds covered the sky.
Uh-oh.
A few minutes later, it started raining heavily.
So you stayed home instead?
Yes, but it turned into a nice afternoon anyway. I made some tea, read a book, and listened to music while the rain fell outside.
That actually sounds very peaceful.
Sometimes unexpected weather creates unexpected moments.
I completely agree. I like that idea, Mike. Sometimes we think bad weather ruins our plans, but sometimes it simply gives us a different kind of day.
Exactly. Instead of feeling disappointed every time the weather changes, we can learn to adapt and enjoy something else.
That word, adapt, is very useful. It means changing your plans or your behavior because the situation has changed.
Life becomes much easier when we learn how to adapt instead of fighting every small change.
Let me tell you about something that happened to me a few months ago.
I'm listening.
I planned a picnic with some friends. We packed sandwiches, fruit, drinks, and a small speaker for music.
That sounds like a wonderful afternoon.
It certainly did at first. The sky was blue, the sun was shining, and everything looked perfect.
Let me guess. The weather changed.
Very quickly. Within about 30 minutes, dark clouds appeared, the wind became stronger, and it started raining.
Oh no, what did you do?
We laughed, packed everything as fast as we could, and drove to a small cafe nearby.
So the picnic became a cafe afternoon instead.
Exactly. We talked for hours, drank warm coffee, and had a wonderful time anyway.
That is a great example of not letting the weather control your happiness.
Yes, of course I would have preferred the picnic, but I also realized that the people matter more than the location.
I think that is an important lesson.
Mike, have you ever experienced very unusual weather?
Yes, I remember one winter morning when I woke up much earlier than usual.
Why so early?
I looked outside because everything seemed unusually quiet.
What did you see?
The whole neighborhood was covered in fresh snow.
That must have looked beautiful.
It really did. Every roof, every tree, and every road looked completely white.
Snow changes the way everything looks.
Yes, and even the sounds become softer because the snow absorbs so much noise.
That is something many English learners may not know. Snow can make a place feel quieter.
I stood by the window for several minutes just looking outside before making breakfast.
Did you go outside later?
Yes, but I quickly remembered how cold it actually was.
Looking at snow from inside a warm house and standing outside in freezing weather are very different experiences.
Very different indeed.
Let's teach a few more expressions that people often use when talking about the weather.
Great idea.
One common expression is, "It's pouring."
That means it is raining very heavily.
If only a few drops are falling, we usually say it's drizzling.
Drizzle is very light rain, the kind that sometimes makes you wonder whether you need an umbrella.
Another useful expression is, "The sky is clearing up."
That means the clouds are disappearing and the weather is improving.
You can also hear people say, "The sun has come out."
That simply means the sun is visible again after clouds or rain.
Another expression is, "It's freezing."
Of course, people often use that expression even when the temperature is above freezing.
Right, they simply mean it feels extremely cold.
In the same way, people sometimes say, "It's boiling."
They do not mean the air is actually boiling.
They simply mean it feels extremely hot.
English speakers often use these expressions in daily conversations because they sound more natural than repeating "very hot" or "very cold."
Exactly. Small expressions like these make conversations feel more relaxed.
Weather also influences what people wear.
Definitely. Every morning, many people choose their clothes after checking outside.
On a cool day, you might wear a light jacket.
On a rainy day, you may wear waterproof shoes or carry an umbrella.
During hot summer days, people usually choose lighter clothes made from comfortable materials.
And when winter arrives, coats, scarves, gloves, and hats become very important.
Have you ever dressed for the wrong weather?
More times than I would like to admit.
Tell us one story.
One morning, the sun was shining brightly, so I thought it would stay warm all day.
That sounds reasonable.
I left home wearing only a thin shirt.
Let me guess again.
By the afternoon, the temperature dropped, strong wind arrived, and I wished I had brought a jacket.
I think everyone has experienced something similar.
Since then, I always check both the current weather and the forecast.
That is a smart habit.
Sarah, do you enjoy rainy days?
Sometimes I do.
What do you like about them?
If I have nowhere important to go, I enjoy listening to the sound of rain while reading a good book.
Rain can make a room feel very peaceful.
Yes, I also enjoy making tea and sitting near a window.
That sounds relaxing.
But if I need to travel across the city, I suddenly enjoy rain much less.
I completely understand that. Traffic often becomes slower when it rains.
And sometimes even a short journey takes much longer than expected.
That reminds me of another useful phrase.
Which one?
The weather held up.
That is a very natural expression.
It means the weather stayed good longer than expected.
For example, you can say, "We were lucky. The weather held up until the end of the concert."
Here's another useful one. The weather took a turn.
That means the weather suddenly changed.
You might say, the weather took a turn this afternoon, so we went home early.
Notice that many of these expressions are difficult to translate word for word.
That is why listening to natural conversations is so helpful.
You begin to recognize expressions as complete ideas instead of translating every single word.
That makes speaking feel smoother over time.
Another interesting thing about weather is that different people enjoy different conditions.
Yes, one person may love hot beaches while another dreams about snowy mountains.
Neither choice is right or wrong.
It simply depends on your personality and your experiences.
If someone grew up in a very warm country, snow may feel exciting.
While someone who sees snow every winter may dream about sunshine instead.
That is one reason weather is such an enjoyable conversation topic.
Everyone has personal stories connected to it.
Maybe your favorite childhood memory happened on a sunny afternoon.
Or perhaps you remember watching a thunderstorm safely from inside your home.
Weather becomes part of our memories without us even noticing.
And those memories often become wonderful conversation starters when speaking English.
So next time someone asks, "How's the weather?" don't stop with a one-word answer.
Try adding one more sentence about how it feels, how it has changed, or what you plan to do because of it.
Those extra details make your English sound much more natural and help conversations continue smoothly. So far, we have talked about weather words, useful expressions, and personal experiences. Now let's explore how weather becomes part of everyday conversations around the world.
That is something many English learners notice when they start listening to native speakers.
Yes, at first they think people are only talking about the weather.
But often the weather is simply the beginning of a much longer conversation.
Imagine you meet your neighbor outside your home.
Instead of starting with a difficult question, you might smile and say, "Beautiful morning, isn't it?"
Your neighbor might answer, "Yes, I hope it stays like this all day."
Then you can continue naturally by talking about work, family, weekend plans, or anything else.
The weather creates a comfortable starting point because everyone is experiencing it together.
That is why people sometimes call it a safe conversation topic.
It's simple, friendly, and it helps people feel more relaxed.
Another situation is when you visit a new city.
You might ask someone, "Is the weather always like this here?"
That question often leads to interesting local stories.
Someone might say, "No, this is unusual. It is normally much cooler at this time of year."
Or they may tell you that the weather changes quickly because they live near mountains or the sea.
Those conversations help you practice English while also learning about different places.
Sarah, have you ever been surprised by the weather while traveling?
Yes, I have. I once packed mostly light clothes because I expected warm afternoons.
But things did not go as planned?
Not at all. The evenings became much colder than I expected.
Were you prepared?
Fortunately, I bought a warm sweater at a local shop, and it became my favorite piece of clothing during the trip.
Sometimes unexpected weather also creates unexpected memories.
That is true. When I see that sweater now, I immediately remember that journey.
Weather has a funny way of connecting itself to our memories.
It really does. Before we finish, let's review some useful vocabulary from today's episode.
The first word is forecast.
A forecast is a prediction about future weather.
Next is humid.
Humid means the air contains a lot of moisture and often feels warmer than the actual temperature.
We also learned drizzle.
Drizzle means very light rain.
Another useful word is pouring.
When it is pouring, heavy rain is falling.
We also talked about adapt.
Adapt means changing your plans or actions because the situation has changed.
Another important expression is clear up.
When the weather clears up, the clouds disappear and conditions improve. We also learned the expression hold up.
If the weather holds up, it stays good longer than expected.
Finally, we talked about the weather taking a turn.
That means the weather suddenly changes.
Here's a simple practice activity for you.
Think about today's weather where you live.
Try to describe it using 3 or 4 complete English sentences.
For example, you could say, "It was cloudy this morning, but the sun came out after lunch. There is a cool breeze now, and I think it will rain later."
You can also compare today's weather with yesterday's.
Or you can explain how the weather changed your plans today.
Small exercises like these help you build confidence because you are talking about your real life.
And when you connect English with your daily experiences, new words become easier to remember.
That is one of the best ways to improve naturally.
Instead of memorizing long vocabulary lists, use new words in real situations whenever you can.
Even 1 or 2 sentences every day can make a big difference after a few months.
Learning English is not about being perfect from the beginning.
It is about practicing regularly, staying curious, and enjoying the process.
Every conversation, every podcast, and every new word becomes another small step forward.
Before we say goodbye, let's return to the question we asked at the beginning.
What is the weather like where you are right now?
Can you describe it in English without translating from your first language?
If you can, you are already making progress.
And if you find it difficult today, don't worry.
Listen again, repeat the expressions, and try one more time tomorrow.
Improvement comes from small, consistent practice.
Little by little, those small moments become real confidence.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, we'd love to hear from you.
Write a comment saying, "I'm your name from your country, and today's weather is," then continue with 2 or 3 English sentences.
Reading your comments always makes us smile because we can see learners from all around the world practicing together.
And remember, every comment is another chance to improve your English.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
We hope this episode helps you feel more comfortable talking about everyday topics in natural English.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep believing in your progress.
Take care of yourself. Enjoy whatever weather today brings, and we'll see you in the next episode of Talk Sara English.